Do you know your Quran well? Let's find out with these questions. The Quran mentions the punishment for falsely accusing chaste women. Correct. This is mentioned in chapter 24, verse 4. And those who launch a charge against chaste women and do not produce 4 witnesses, lash them with 80 lashes and do not accept their testimony ever after. And it is they who are the defiantly disobedient. Next question. Men are required to grow a beard. No, the Quran does not specify any requirement for men to grow a beard. Next question. The Quran mentions the number of years the people of the cave stayed in the cave. Correct. The Quran states in chapter 18, verse 25, and they remained in their cave for 300 years and exceeded by 9. Next question. Women must obey their husbands as a condition to enter Jannah. No, this is not mentioned in the Quran at all. Next question. The Quran compares those who rely on protectors other than Allah to being shielded by a spider's weak web. Correct. This is mentioned in chapter 29, verse 41. The example of those who take allies other than Allah is like that of the spider who takes a home. And indeed, the weakest of homes is the home of the spider, if they only knew. Next question. The Quran mentions the number of years Prophet Nuh, or Noah, stayed with his people. Correct. This is mentioned in chapter 29, verse 14. And we certainly sent Noah to his people, and he remained among them 1,000 years minus 50 years, and the flood seized them while they were wrongdoers. Next question. The Quran states that the remembrance of Allah is greater than performing prayer. Correct. This is mentioned in chapter 29, verse 45. Recite, O Muhammad, what has been revealed to you of the book and establish prayer. Indeed, prayer prohibits immorality and wrongdoing, and the remembrance of Allah is greater, and Allah knows that which you do. Next question. Allah promised to transfer and preserve the Prophet's sayings, or Hadith. No, this is not from the Quran. Allah promised to transfer and preserve the Quran only. This is confirmed in chapter 15, verse 9. Indeed, it is we who sent down the Quran, and indeed we will be its guardian. Next question. The word day is one of the most mentioned words in the Quran. Correct. The word day was mentioned 365 times in the Quran. Next question. The Quran mandates stoning as the punishment for adultery. No, the Quran does not mandate stoning for adultery. The punishment mentioned in the Quran is 100 lashes for both male and female adulterers, as stated in chapter 24, verse 2. The woman or man found guilty of sexual intercourse, lash each one of them with 100 lashes. Next question. The Quran allows temporary marriage, or zawaj al-muta. No, the Quran does not explicitly permit temporary marriage. Marriage is described as a solemn and permanent contract in chapter 4, verse 21. And they have taken from you a firm covenant. Next question. The Quran mentions that honey has healing properties. Correct. This is mentioned in chapter 16, verse 69. There emerges from their bellies a drink, varying in colors, in which there is healing for people. Next question. The Quran says that a woman's testimony is always worth half of a man's. Incorrect. The Quran mentions this rule specifically for financial transactions in chapter 2, verse 282, but it does not apply to all forms of testimony. For example, in chapter 24, verses 6 to 9, a woman's testimony is considered equal to a man's. Next question. The Quran prohibits praying at specific times of the day. No, the Quran does not prohibit praying at specific times. Next question. The Quran mentions the number of months in a year. Correct. The Quran states in chapter 9, verse 36, "Indeed, the number of months with Allah is 12, lunar months in the register of Allah from the day He created the heavens and the earth." Next question. The Quran contains 6 chapters named after animals or creatures. Correct. The Quran contains 6 chapters named after animals or creatures. These are Chapter 2, Al-Baqarah, the cow; Chapter 6, Al-An'am, the cattle; Chapter 16, An-Nahl, the bee; Chapter 27, An-Naml, the ant; Chapter 29, Al-Ankabut, the spider; Chapter 105, Al-Fil, the elephant. Next question. The Quran states that women cannot hold leadership positions. No, the Quran does not prohibit women from holding leadership roles. It highlights equality and accountability and rewards for both men and women. Next question. The Quran states that good deeds erase bad deeds. Correct. This is mentioned in chapter 11, verse 114. Indeed, good deeds do away with misdeeds. That is a reminder for those who remember. Next question. The Quran prohibits aggression. Correct. This is mentioned in chapter 2, verse 190. And fight in the way of Allah those who fight you but do not transgress. Indeed, Allah does not like transgressors. Next question. The Quran commands women to cover their faces. No, the Quran does not command women to cover their faces. Next question. The Quran mentions that angels seek forgiveness for believers. Correct. This is mentioned in chapter 42, verse 5. The heavens almost break from above them, and the angels exalt Allah with praise of their Lord and ask forgiveness for those on the earth. Unquestionably, it is Allah who is the forgiving, the merciful. Next question. The most mentioned plant in the Quran is referenced over 20 times. Correct. Can you name the plant in the comments?